May the circle be open but unbroken. May the love of the goddess be ever in your heart. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again.
Hi everyone, Belinda here, and today I'm in the apothecary room, and I just finished doing a reading with a client here, and they asked me if I could make them some protection oil. So they will be back in a little while. I've created the sacred space to begin building it. And then something just told me to perhaps share with you, because maybe some other people out there might want to make their own today, or they can have me make it, but I'm going to show you the process. So I'm just going to set the tablet down here. There we go, so you can see and watch me making some protection oil. Let's get this straight here. Whoops, sorry about that. There we go. So I'm going to be making this little vial. It's glass, okay? Nice clear glass, so we're going to make it kind of pretty too. Okay, so it's for protection. So I've gathered up some of the very important protection elements. Now there's many of them out there, but these are some of my main ones that I had on hand today and that I like to use. Okay, so I'm going to start with some juniper, some sprigs of juniper and their berries. So I'm just going to drop this in. Juniper is a wonderful tree. It's full of protection and prosperity. It's overall healing. Oh, it's just magnificent. Now I'm going to add a little cedar tip. Now these are all dried, because as you know I love to make my dried smudges. So I always have dried elements happening. Another one which is really great for protection is holly leaves, and I just happen to have a couple of teeny tiny ones which are so cute that will go in here. Now they are just as powerful as the big ones. So, and they're just prickly too, so be careful. Okay, I'm going to drop that in. Now I'm going to add some rose thorns. The spiky elements, sharp elements, keep the negative away. One, I'll put 3 in. Rule of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a very sharp one. Okay. Look good so far. Now, some rock salt. Now I have some rock salt that I have blessed and cleansed, kept on the altar under the moon ahead of time. So a nice chunk of rock salt. You all know how wonderful that is. I have some black pepper, and it is keep the negative away. Now I have some that I've pre-ground into large chunks, so it's not a fine powder, but it's broken so that the essence can be infused into the oil. Maybe just a little touch more. It's like the magic rule, make it your own, so whatever works for you. If you want to use the whole corns or none at all, it's up to you how you feel. And sometimes if I don't have this pre-ground, I'll use graveyard dirt. It's especially from my own parents' grave around their circumference, because it for me is protection. My parents were very protective, and so the protective energy seeps up into the soil around. Oh, and I'm going to save this for the end. That's a very special ingredient. A little touch of basil. Oh my gosh, it smells wonderful. Just a little touch. There we go, because we don't have a big jar. It's going to be a lovely infusion. And I have here, some people use bay, and then there's times where I like to use myrtle instead of the bay leaf, or both. But these are a nice size to drop in, because there's some little tiny ones on there, so they fit adorably into this container. There we go. Another, next is sage, and I use like regular garden sage, but when I want something really super strong, I use this white sage from Colorado that my girlfriend wildcrafted for me. And it smells so wonderful, totally different from the sage that you get in the cooking section. So put a little sprig of the leaves. They have already been crushed, ready for smudges. But I'm also going to put a piece of the stick in. There we go. So we got some of that. And I find this really great sage to put into my banishing, clear and banish smudge. Very potent. Very potent. It gets rid of a lot of spirits. They run away. That can be gotten on my Etsy if you need that, or I also do a custom. Now I'm going to put in a little bit of rosemary needles. In goes the rosemary. They look like pine, but it's actually rosemary. And some tobacco, which is very potent like the sage. So I'm just going to take a little crumple off. I use this cigar. Actually, I have a couple of these cigars that my daughter brought back from Cuba for me. There we go. And what's very special about this one has my name on it. It's too cute. My daughter, she knew how I need that, so she brought me back a Cuban cigar. But it's not to smoke. No, no, no. Not with this witchy poo here. I use it for my infusions. Now, one last thing before we get to the special oil. So I'm going to put in a garnet, a bloodstone. Okay. For a little bit of gem energy. A root chakra to stay rooted, stay empowered, and the strength. For protection, stay grounded. Now, here is a very special, I'm putting for protection, is the spider web. I'm going to drop that now. My basement has a lot of these, and of course I let them go because spider is very protective. And the web, as you know, gives it protection and catches all its prey to have a good lunch on. So a little bit of spider web in there. So what you see so far. Is that looking kind of cool? Now, the oil base I use is something different. For this, I am using rosemary infused oil. Now, it's olive oil that I have been infusing rosemary in for about 8 months now. Let you see it here. Okay, it's one of my infused oils with the rosemary and a super potent protection oil. Now I use this oil in magical oils, but I also use it in some of my creams for healing. But today it's going into protection. Oh my goodness, I can smell that sage. No wonder they run. And the hot pepper, ground pepper. It's one of the main ingredients of my hot foot and Be Gone powders. I'm just going to top this off. One more, I think, partial. There we go. And let's put the lid on it. Get them all blended. And there we go. Little bubbles bubbling up to the top. So there I have a beautiful protection oil. So how will she use this? You could rub it on your skin, rub it in. You can, on your points, on your chakras. In her case, I'm going to be telling her to put it on her doorknob, just a couple of drops. I mean, you don't want to open up the door and have your hand flying all over the place. But on the other hand, the protection, it prevents someone coming in. What I do, I take my dropper, and we'll put several drops across my front step. Make a circle around your home, around your car, on the points of your car, wherever you feel you need the protection. This is great to use if you can't use the smoke and spreading around, or you want to be very discreet about it. I am going to be infusing my intention of protection in for her and the energy, and then let it continue to sit here on my altar until she returns. It should be ready to go. Okay, so there we go. Protection oil. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, send me a private message, or if you need a booking for some consultation for any of my programs, my mentoring programs, teaching you how to bring magic into your life, a year in a day, or even just some coaching, find me information down below, or give me a call for a free discovery call. Okay? Talk to you soon. Blessed be. Have an awesome weekend. Bye.